Hi children, last week we have started our second chapter, inverse trigonometric function. In this chapter, what are the topics are? We are studying the graph and domain, principal value range and some properties of inverse trigonometric function. So last week we only studied the domain and principal value branch and a graph of inverse trigonometric function. So this is the basic concept. This already you studied in the last year. Okay, just go through this because you know what is the domain. I will take the first two cases. What is the domain of sine? Real number. What is the range? It is -1, 1. What is the domain of cos? R. What is the range? -1, 1. This already we studied in the last year. Okay. So what is an inverse trigonometry function? Like here, f is a function that is from x to y such that f of x is y is 1 1 and on to that we will study in first chapter. Okay. So and we can define a unique function g and it is from y to x such that g of y is equal to x. What is the difference from trigonometry is domain of G is the range of f and the range of G is the domain of f. So the function G is called inverse of f and it is denoted by f inverse. And here we are taking a small branches only. That branch is principal value branch. Their inverse is existing. So value of an inverse trigonometric function which lies in principal value branch is called principal value of the inverse trigonometric function. Then we studied the sixth inverse graph. So this is sine graph. Sine is this one. Sine graph and this is sine inverse graph. Children, I told now the domain of sine will be the range of sine inverse. So you look here the domain is -2 pi to 2 pi. Here it is in the y-axis. That is look 2 pi to pi. And the range is -1 to 1. Okay, range is -1 to 1 for the sine graph. So here that is the domain. If you know the values, you can draw the diagram. Okay, children, this is important. Okay, because every exam they are asking one graph to draw. So you should draw and study that. Practice that one. Okay. This is cos x function and this is cos inverse function. Look, here the domain is -5 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2. If you rotate anti-clockwise just a 90 degree, what you will get? This is 5 pi by 2, this is -5 by 2 and the range of here -1 1, here it will become -1 1 will be the domain. Look, cos 0 1. Here also cos 0 is 1 only but it comes in the domain. That means we will substitute like cos inverse of 1. So you got 0 like that. Okay. Children, this is the graph of cot x and cot inverse x. Here the function is not defined at values of n pi because you know 1 by tan 0, 1 by tan 0 is 1 by 0 is not defined. So cot 0 it is not defined. And here this is the domain, this is the range. Here this came as the domain and this came as the range. And the graph will be like this. Okay. Okay, children. Now, next is, this is the tan x curve. So here where it is not defined at 2n plus 1, 2n plus 1 pi by 2. That means odd multiples of pi by 2. Correct? So here, look, tan 90, it is not defined. Tan 270, it is not defined. Or it go to infinity. So here the domain is this and here is the range that will come. The domain is -2 -1 like that, minus infinity to infinity and the range will be the angle value. Okay. You have to by heart only this one. Okay, children. Then is the sec graph. Okay, sec also you know where it is not defined. 1 by cos 90. Correct. 1 by cos 90 will be 1 by 0. So 1 by 0 is like pi by 2. Look, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. It is not defined. Okay. And here also same that one. But it will come in the, it will come as the domain, and the range is the opposite of the sec x. Okay. So you look, you can check here. Look, this pi by 2, pi by 2 is not defined. Okay. Then but here we will take sec inverse of 0, sec inverse of pi by 2. So sec inverse of pi by 2, the answer will be, sorry, sec inverse of minus 1. What will be the answer? Like that we will check here. Okay. This is the cosec inverse graph. Cosec x, cosec inverse of x. Same. Domain will become range, range will become domain. But one here which value 1 by sine 0. So n pi values it is not defined. Okay. N pi value it is not defined. Okay. This is the main topic, that is you have to study this. This is very important. Okay children. So here you have to know what are the domain and the principal value branch of the inverse trigonometric function. Sine inverse domain is minus, that range will become here the domain minus 1 1. Then principal value branch is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Cos inverse is minus 1 1, here 0 to pi. And cosec is r minus minus 1 1, that is not defined there, both cosec and the sec. Here minus pi by 2 minus 0, 0 pi minus pi by 2. Then tan inverse is r minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Cot inverse is domain is r 0 comma pi. This also you have to by heart. Okay children. So this all they are, this we are taking principal value branch only, principal value branch. They are having so many values, but we will set this limit. Okay, minus 2 to pi by 2. Okay. Then here we are having some important formulas, because this we are using to find in the numerical. Okay. So sine inverse of minus x, tan inverse of minus x, cosec inverse of minus x, all will be minus. But cos, sec, cot, cos inverse, sec inverse, cot inverse, it will become pi minus cos inverse of x, pi minus sec inverse of x, pi minus cot inverse of x. So this only we discussed in inverse trigonometric function. Okay. So just go through the video. If any doubt is there, please ask me. Okay children, thank you.